you've got it, and that since you've got it, it will keep coming to you. Don't slip back into the habit, and almost everybody has a little bit of this habit of looking to others to be the condition that causes you to feel good, because that is a little bit, in other words, we can't get around it. We are living really wonderful conditions here, and it is easier to look into the conditions that feel so good and then feel good. But this has not been a time without contrast. There has been a value in staying in your own lane, even under these wonderful conditions. And so, don't worry about it. Do you believe that?
I do.
Don't worry about that.
So the world around you starts to sort of change when you're in your alignment.
The world around you reflects what you've got going on all the time. And there's a sincerity in you that is powerful. Your desire is very, very strong. Your desire is very, very strong, and you are in alignment with it in a strong way, which means one of the first things when we meet anyone that we want them to do, we want them to we want them to have some time of releasing resistance. And usually when you visit with someone, you can't offer them a whole week that is conducive to the releasing of resistance. So we offer suggestions like make lists of positive aspects, or we make suggestions like meditate, because when you stop thought, you stop resistant thought. When you stop resistant thought, your cork floats. But there is nothing like an immersion into an environment like this to solidify your understanding of what it feels like to feel good. Do you believe that these people are responsible for the good feeling that you have? Do you believe that they have been attracted by that aspect that is in your vortex? And so do you give them the credit or the responsibility for how you feel? Or is it a co-created experience that law of attraction is orchestrated for?
Imagining creates reality. Divine imagining and human imagining are not two powers at all, but one. The valid distinction which exists between them lies not in the substance with which they operate, but in the degree of intensity of the operant power itself. Acting at high tension.
This didn't just happen, you created this.
An imaginal act is realized in a time process. Human history, with its forms of government, its revolutions, its wars, and in fact the rise and fall of nations, could be written in terms of the imaginal activities of men and women. All imaginative men and women are forever casting forth enchantments. Want you to know you can't lose it, because you can't go back from what you have accomplished. In other words, there's no regression. So once you have experienced to the degree that you have this consistent, that's the word that represents what we want you to feel so much, this consistent, chronic
alignment with who you really are, you will not slip back from it. Instead, what will happen is you'll have a keener awareness of when you begin to move from it, and now you know what to do about it. It's why we began earlier in the week talking about making a decision to stay in your lane, to be aware when you feel the rumble strip and do something about it then, not waiting until the momentum makes it more difficult to deal with, you see. And so, do not worry about it. You've got this.